My name is Donald. I am 101 years old, and I have watched your generation make the same mistake my generation made, the same one my children's generation made, the same one my grandchildren's generation made. 3 generations, same trap, different clothes on it, same result at the end. I am sitting in my garden today because this is where I come when I need to say something true. No walls, no noise, just what is real. And what is real is this: you are next, unless you hear what I'm about to tell you right now. Today, you will arrive at the end of your life having repeated a pattern that has stolen the best of 3 generations before you. I am 101. I have seen enough to know. Stay with me. Let me tell you what your life looks like from where I am sitting. You are somewhere in your 20s or 30s. You are moving fast. You wake up already behind, already thinking about what needs to happen today, this week, this month. You are chasing something. You are not entirely sure what it is anymore, but you are chasing it hard because stopping feels dangerous. You check your phone before your feet hit the floor. You measure your day by what you produced. You go to bed tired, not the good tired of someone who spent themselves on something meaningful, but the hollow tired of someone who ran hard in a direction they never fully chose. And there's a moment, just before sleep takes you, where everything goes quiet enough for the real question to surface. The one you spend your whole day out running. It does not sound like much. It sounds like this: is this actually the life I want? Or is this just the life that happened to me while I was busy keeping up? You push it down. You sleep. Tomorrow you run again. Most people call that drive. That feeling has a name. And the name is not drive. The name is inheritance. You are living a pattern you inherited now from your parents, from your culture, from 3 generations of people who made the same unexamined choices and called it living. And I have watched every single generation discover that truth too late to do anything about it. I want to tell you about a young woman named Sandra. Sandra was 29 years old. She was one of the sharpest people I have ever known. Organized mind, tremendous capacity for work. She had a career in finance that was moving fast, promotions ahead of schedule, the kind of trajectory that made everyone around her say that one is going places. Sandra had also quietly always wanted to teach, not as a fallback, as a genuine calling. She had a way of explaining complex things that made people feel intelligent for understanding them. I told her that once. She smiled and said she knew. But teaching did not pay what finance paid, and Sandra had a lifestyle to maintain, and student loans, and a mortgage she had taken on at 27 because that was what you did next. So she stayed in finance, told herself 10 more years, save properly, then make the move. At 39, Sandra had a meeting with her doctor, routine checkup. The doctor asked her, as doctors sometimes do, how she was feeling overall, not physically, generally. Sandra sat there for a long moment. Then she said she needed a minute, and she cried. Right there in the doctor's office. Not because anything was medically wrong, but because she had just been asked a simple question and realized she did not have an answer that was honest and also okay. I saw her the following week. We walked in this garden, actually, right here where I'm sitting now. She said, "Donald, I have spent 10 years being excellent at something I do not care about. And I am not sure I remember what caring feels like anymore." She was 39 years old. And what the pattern stole from her was not her career. It was her ability to feel the difference between a life chosen and a life inherited. 3 generations before her made the same trade. None of them saw it coming either. Here is the pattern. I have watched it across 3 generations now. 5 specific ways it operates. 5 specific places it steals from you before you notice it is gone. Number 1. They inherited their definition of success without examining it. Most people adopt their goals, the salary target, the property, the title, the lifestyle, from the culture around them because their parents' generation modeled that version of success and called it the right one, and their grandparents' generation built it from scratch and called it the dream. But here's what actually happens. You spend the first 15 years of your adult life building toward a destination you never personally chose. And when you arrive, if you arrive, you find it was built to satisfy someone else's hunger, not yours. The hunger you were supposed to feel at the finish line does not come, because it was never your finish line. It was inherited. And you cannot feel satisfied at the end of a journey you never consciously chose to begin. You cannot feel the reward of arriving somewhere you never actually decided to go. What to do instead? Sit with this question for 15 minutes this week, not on your phone, pen, and paper. If the people whose approval I most want had no opinion on my choices, what would I spend my life doing? The gap between that answer and your current direction is the most important information you own right now. Read it. Do not look away from it. Do not look. Number 2, they confused comfort with contentment. Most people stop taking risks in their late 20s because their culture taught them that stability is the goal, that discomfort means something is wrong, that security is what you were working toward all along, and that once you stop feeling unsafe, you have arrived somewhere good. But here's what actually happens. Comfort and contentment are not the same thing. Comfort is the absence of discomfort. Contentment is the presence of meaning. You can be entirely comfortable and completely empty simultaneously, and millions of people are living proof of that. The moment you optimize purely for comfort, you begin a slow drift away from everything that would have made your life feel worth the living. A comfortable life and a meaningful life are not the same life. Most people discover this distinction far too late. What to do instead? Identify the last time you did something that genuinely frightened you. Not recklessly, but meaningfully. Something that mattered enough to be scary. If you cannot remember, that is important information. Pick one thing this month that falls into that category and do it. Not because discomfort is the goal, because meaning lives on the other side of it. Number 3. They let the noise drown out the signal. Most people fill every moment of silence with consumption, podcasts, scrolling, background television, music, because their culture taught them that stillness is wasted time, and that being constantly stimulated is the same as being constantly productive. But here is what actually happens. The most important information you will ever receive about your own life arrives in silence. Your genuine desires, your unexamined fears, your clearest thinking, all of it requires quiet to surface. The people who fill every quiet moment with noise are the same people who arrive at 50 genuinely surprised by who they have become. They were too loud inside to hear themselves becoming it. The life you are accidentally building is assembled in the moments you're too distracted to notice. What to do instead? Take 1 hour this week with no input whatsoever, no phone, no podcast, no music. Sit in whatever space feels natural. Outside if possible, a garden if you have one, anywhere quiet.